Good afternoon, everyone. Deb Slutmone here. I've got Cheryl Simmons with me as well. We're
Hey
going to
guys,
talk. Oh, sorry, Cheryl. Go ahead. So sorry.
I just said hello. Sorry, keep going.
um, Hi, everyone. It's Deb. I've got Cheryl here with me as well. We're going to talk about some of the new features that we released earlier this year and, of course, brought to fun synergy not that long ago in Phoenix, Arizona. We brought a lot of new fun ones, but we want to hone in on just a couple tools during this time. And I know, Cheryl, you have some fun ones here for us. So we're going to talk through job cost division change. And Cheryl, I know that's one of your personal favorites because as we were looking at new tools to bring to Synergy and new fun, exciting things, every time we would have a meeting, guys, Cheryl would be there with her job cost division change and we couldn't budget. She was having job cost division change, which I'm like, Cheryl, really? I hardly ever get that request. And she's like, I get it all the time. We're making it. We need to do it. And you know what? When we brought that one to Synergy and we started doing some of our highlights, getting people really ready and excited to go to Synergy, everybody was so excited about job cost division change. And we had quite a few asking for it even before we got to Synergy. So Cheryl, good job on job cost division change. And I know you're working on some new fun ones for next Synergy and finishing up some of our other ones, but I know you're going to come back with a bunch more great ideas that customers are going to be super excited about as well.
And Deb, I'm just going to interrupt you just for a second. I just want to make sure everybody is seeing the screen. If one of you could take yourself, I could take a few people off mute if you could let me know.
I'm not seeing anything. I'm just seeing the main window.
Jim, are you seeing the screen?
Jim probably can't talk to you. Let me promote Jim.
I unmuted him. He can talk.
Jim, how's your day? Nope, he can't talk to us, Cheryl.
Anyone else can see the screen? Brandon, Michael, Nicole, anyone?
Are you guys seeing it now? My show screen is on.
No, I just see the backdrop, JCDivisionChange, Customer Modifier Plus, Vendor Modifier Plus.
Oh,
Yep,
that's the screen. Okay.
That's the screen.
Thank you. Sorry, Deb. Sorry, Deb. I'm muting everyone again. Keep going.
Okay, perfect. Guys, we are talking about job cost division change, customer modifier plus, and vendor modifier plus today. And really, the customer modifier and vendor modifier, you know those today as some of the pistol tools that are out there. But the plus is really what wsTOOLS has added. So you guys all being Key2Act users, having maybe some additional products, have all ran into that huge, huge pitfall of not being able to use customer changer combiner or vendor changer modifier. It doesn't work with some of the additions like a Key2Act. Well, what we've done is we've taken that and we've corrected it. So I'll actually show you how those work today. So lots of new fun, but really some standard tools that I think customers really enjoy because now you can do things like a customer's name changes, and I want to reflect that change in the ID. A vendor moves, changes, gets bought out. I need to be able to combine things. I can do those now. And at the same time, with the job cost division change, we all know that sometimes jobs get set up just incorrect. And I think the big thing there is to be able to make fixes a ton easier is really the goal on all of these tools. So guys, let's take a look. Cheryl, I think you've given us a couple here on job cost division change, just about the highlights as far as, the main pieces why customers want to use job cost division change. Right now today, if you've got posted transactions, you may not be able to change the division on a job. So what we're going to be able to do is show you how you can do that change, not having to do any rekey adjustments, or reversing transactions. We're also going to show you how it updates the GL divisional accounts for the change automatically. So we'll go ahead and let's walk through that one. So I'm going to take us out of PowerPoint because you guys all know me and I am really not a PowerPoint person. So I'd much rather have you in product and showing you what we can do here. Even though typically I scare the daylights out of Cheryl when I do this. Okay, so Cheryl, any worries so far?
Not yet.
Okay, so guys, take a look at my job here. I've got job number 1025. It's assigned to residential right now. Okay, if you take a look, I've got just residential division. I've got some costs going in my cost codes. So all that kind of fun. So you can see I've got some things going here. My account number here, 1412-01. I've got costs posted to it. I don't have any unposted costs right now. So you want to make sure that you tidy up your jobs as far as making sure that everything is posted, because if not, it's going to give you a message and then you just have to go back and do and clean up your unposted at that time. Okay, so I've got my job 1025. It's assigned to residential right now. And what you're going to see is I have mine saved over on my shortcut bar, because I will tell you I'm a tiny bit lazy today. But you will also find it on your menu underneath Tools, Utilities, because really it's a utility and you do want to safeguard it like a utility. Okay, so meaning grant access only to those that you really want to make sure can do the change. Run your backups, do things that you normally do. If you haven't done these before, run them in a test company just to make sure if you have any other customs or anything that might get in the way. It's always a good idea to have that test company and do some of these procedures first in the test company. Okay, so if you want to if you're like me and you know, okay, I screw up maybe too often, so you want to have this handy, you can do that easily by just using your file and add to shortcuts, and it will show up right on your home navigation pane. Okay, now guys, take a look. Here's my job number, right? I'm going to go ahead. I could use my looking glass or I can type it in. And when I type it in, it's going to show me today that my current division is actually residential. Okay, what you're going to see me do next is go ahead and, you know, guys, that really should be commercial. So I am going to go ahead and reassign and move it all to commercial. So I'm going to process that one through. Just like that, it's done. Now, remember when I told you earlier that if I picked a job that had unposted transactions, you were going to get a message. That's the message that you get. So it doesn't let you do that, okay? So just remember, if you have unposted, you need to make sure you clean up your postings before you run your job change, okay? Now, let's take a look at my job again. And remember, my job was 1025. It used to be residential. Now you can see it's assigned to commercial. As I look at my cost codes here and bring out my cost codes with my account number, you're going to see that those two have reflected that commercial account number, okay? At the same time, one of my favorites, because remember, for me, it's all about getting the accounting done right and having a full trail when we need to do these types of changes. And here is the entry that I made by doing that transaction. I showed that I have a division change to job 1025. I'm going out of 01 and into 02, okay? Nice and easy. So coming out of residential and moving it into that commercial side. All handled here. My reference is showing that division change job 1025. So again, as I'm looking to see why have things changed, why are my WIP accounts maybe changed, needing to reconcile them, you can see you've got a really good trail on this, and at this point can be posted, okay? Guys, that's job cost division change. I hope you guys all find that one really a nice, easy tool to work with and takes care of a lot of headaches in seconds, okay? Like I said, remember, good testing, always critical, making sure too that all your transactions are posted before you start that process, okay? If not, remember, the tool tells you, okay? Now, let's move on to a couple of our other tools. Let's talk about customer modifier or combiner. And so I'm going to go back to my job again because my 1025 job, you know, it's my popular job here. You can see I've got customer number 101CH assigned to it, accurate printing. Okay, so what we're going to do is that 101CH really is bad numbering for this job. So I'm going to go ahead and make a change there. So I'm going to right where that pistol tool is located, which is, for those of you that don't know, tools, utilities, sales, and then down to customer, combiner, and modifier. This is the base pistol tool, but remember the plus part is us doing that postscript, prescripts that need to be done to pick up all of the other tables. So I'm going to go ahead and modify that. And I could do the combine as well, but just so you see, I'm going to do a 101CH and an A so that we all know that it's changed, okay? At this point, super easy. I'll go ahead and tell it to process. And of course, it's telling me, make sure you have a backup. Try these out in your test company, okay? Now, if you're doing this on a Key2Act system without our Plus product, you would have an error at this point, okay? Now what you're gonna see is it's gonna pop up my report, just like Pistol will pop up. And that report's going to tell me that it successfully changed my 101CH to 101CHA, okay? And you can keep that as part of your audit to know that that's what happened to that customer. As I close this one now, and let's go ahead, let's go look at that job again. Okay, my 1025 job, and now you can see my customer here has been moved to that 101CH. As I drill back, all the records around it, of course, have also been modified to reflect that 101CHA. Okay. Nice, easy tool to work with. Everything else around the job, of course, is going to reflect that new customer, but the job itself remains the same. Cheryl, any questions on those two? I know we went through them pretty quickly, but any questions either on the Customer Modifier Plus or on the Job Cost Division Change?
Well, first I have to say we gotta love it for the job division change. Yay!
Oh, yay! Good, good, good.
And that was my tool. Remember? No, I'm just kidding.
I know that was Cheryl's tool, guys. We should have called that one the Cheryl.
Yeah, we do have some questions too. Sorry. Can we see service? Nicole, can we see? That's all I can see in the question box. Can we see service for which piece? Maybe if you could type just a little bit more for me.
And we do love answering questions, guys. So definitely keep them coming.
Yeah.
And let us know.
Modifier and combiner.
Oh, perfect. Good. Well, let's see what we can do there. So on the combiner piece, so here's my let's see. I am sorry.
You want to do a modifier to an existing customer?
I was gonna just go ahead and bring up Service Manager. So hang with me. You know, I'm old and slow today. Okay. Sorry, Cheryl, can't think. I'm so used to my job here. You know how I am. Okay. And I'm just going to start a new call. Yeah, it's okay. My stoplight's red, but it's okay because this is one of my popular customers. He's usually okay, but don't mind the stoplight message. So we want to see the combiner and modifier on the service side, right, guys? You with me? So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to make a new call. And I'm going to save, made 2 new calls. Okay, test, new call. And we're going to do some brake repairs. Cheryl, what do you think? Sound good to you?
Sounds good.
Okay, now, so on this one, on the new call side, Cheryl, I'm thinking I'm going to leave it here at this point. So this would be just a new call that was created, or do you want me to go ahead and go further into the invoice process? Just checking to see how far you want me to take it.
No, I would just stop at the new call. I think so she can see.
Got it. Oh, I'm just going to delete him. Okay. Now remember, this one's my 101 CHA, okay? And I'm going to come out of here and I'm just going to clear on this one. And let's go ahead and let's run that again. And I can pick any customer too, guys. So if you've got a different one you want me to pick, just yell at me, okay? So I'm going back to my combiner and my modifier. I'm using my modifier here, but combiner will work the same way, because if you're like me, sometimes you get 2 and 3 customers set up when you only needed really 1. So there's my accurate printing. So now I'm going to start my 101 new, okay, just giving it a new ID at this point, okay? And I'm going to process that through. I'm going to make my backup, because I'm really good at making my backups. Okay. And I'm going to get my report. And guys, I will tell you, most of these reports, you know how we are, we fly right by them. But definitely always take a look at these just to make sure that your source and destination have been reflected. You can decide whether you keep the report or not, but just kind of keep in mind that that is a good report, just to make sure that everything was successful as well in your move. Okay, now let's go back, and however you like to get to your customer, if you're using Quick Find, good job getting it. And now you can see all of my addresses, my customer, all reflect that new right there. There's my brake repairs. This was my first call that I did, and then I started another new call because, you know, remember, I'm just having a slow day. Daryl, what do you think about that? Isn't that exciting that that worked seamless? Didn't have to worry about, oh, I got Key2Act tables, but I really need to do this. You don't have to worry about that. That is our Plus product working right there, okay?
And Nicole said thank you for doing that.
Perfect. And Nicole, great question. Keep them coming, okay? Cheryl loves questions from the audience.
I do. Just wish the question pane was a little larger, but yep, I'm good.
Good. Thanks, Nicole. We appreciate the questions. Keep them coming. Okay, so Cheryl, that was our customer modifier. And I know for me, that's a huge one because, you know, customers can be set up with a misspell in their ID, which is so maddening. You know, there's just so many reasons why customer modifier, combiner, customers sometimes merge. Sometimes we need to set them into a new naming structure because the company name itself has changed, and just nice to be able to have that option, right?
Yep.
Okay, so guys, let's take a look at it now from the vendor side, because, you know, vendors, again, sometimes you can have a vendor set up in your system twice, 3 times before somebody's like, no, it was misspelled, and somebody else keeps setting it up, and you know what I'm saying, right? So it's just nice, even when you have large third parties like Key2Act, which does so many good things, but it's hard to say, oh, I can't do that. That great tool, that pistol tool that does purchasing and vendor modifier combiner. Okay, guys, this one, again, without the plus part, does not, it gives you errors. It can really give you a lot of nightmares, okay? So again, gonna wanna run these in your test company if you haven't already, okay? If you haven't set up your test company, let me know. Our team is here to help. I mean, test companies are super easy for us to do. You don't have to worry about, am I doing it right? How do I do it? We can help with that, okay? So same as we have done in the past, well, I'm gonna switch over to vendor modifier. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pick up, you notice here's all my guys, my ABC Plumbing Company, and instead of ABC 0001, I'm gonna make that ABC 1, because you know what? I really don't need those 3 additional zeros anymore. So I'm gonna go ahead and make it just ABC1, and I'm gonna tell this one to process right through, okay? Again, my backup message, okay? And these messages, just a good note for everyone. As you're working with any window or product, you wanna make sure as you're getting a message up, I know our instinct is to quick hit the continue or the cancel button, typically the cancel. I don't wanna see it, it's an error, I know it's an error. but at this point is really when you want to slow yourself down and say, okay, read the message, because if I do have an error, somebody's going to ask me what that error message is, okay? And the best thing you can do is make sure you have it. This isn't an error message. We know it's coming up. And again, it's one of those ones we want to make sure we're running in our test company, or making sure that if we are getting a message that we understand the message before we continue on, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and tell it to continue here. And now if you notice, same thing, I'm getting my vendor combiner modifier report, okay? And it's going to confirm that the change, my source, has now moved to my destination. So you guys all can see that one as well, okay? Not bad, right? And again, this works the same way for combining. So if you've got ABC1 and ABC1-2 that really should be the same, you can combine them together. But just like regular pistol rules, just so you guys know, this is a rule. If you combine two, whether it's vendors or customers, there is not an uncombine, okay? I will tell you the smartest person here, it takes him typically 5 to 10 hours to uncombine if you accidentally combine someone. And you don't want to run through that if you really, just trust me. Make sure if you're combining, make sure you really need to combine them, okay? Okay, so now let's look at our cards, purchasing and vendor. And again, there's our quick find for vendors. So if you guys haven't seen our quick find, definitely a fun product. Lets you find so many things fast and easy. Now, take a look at my screen. Cheryl, are you worried? Because I'm not worried. You worried?
No, I'm not worried.
You see that ABC0001 there, which is just a list field, guys. It's from you typing, okay? So I'm going to right click and I'm just going to manually remove him from my list because I don't want to have him up anymore. But there's my new vendor, okay? Just so you know that ABC1 did change because you've seen it in that little drop down list. Don't panic. Don't think, oh, something didn't work. That's just that little bit of a manual typed list. So if you're like me and you've typed a few times wrong, and Cheryl will laugh because she knows how bad my typing is. And when I come back, anytime I start typing, look at Cheryl. Now I've got an AB and I've got an ABC one, right? But the bad one was gone, that ABC0001. So no matter what pistol tool you're using, those little drop-down lists like these, they don't clear. There's another clear for them, but they clear all of yours. So just kind of remember, use your right click on those and run your remove from list, okay? And now you can see there's my ABC1, my ABC plumbing, completely converted like I would expect. So Cheryl, those are our 3 new tools. I think we've got a couple minutes if you want to open it up for more questions or see if any of our attendees have some additionals.
I do have a question in the question panel. What does the import file do on the combiner window?
Oh, great question. Wow, perfect. What that does is if you wanted to, let's say, move all of your vendors to a new structure or a new naming convention, what that's going to do is it's going to allow you to import a list. So a simple, easy CSV, just old to new, will do that for you. So if you notice when I go back into my vendor combiner modifier here and my import file, all I need to do is just make a simple, I believe it's a CSV file, Cheryl, right? Am I thinking right there? It's either CSV or TXT. And what that's going to do is allow me to populate this window. So instead of doing one by one, because you notice when I did it, looked really easy doing ABC1 to ABC1, right? But if I'm going to do 1,000 vendors, what's going to happen is it's going to take me a long time to do that, right? And by the time I get down to the bottom and I'm finally done, I'm going to have to do more because I'm going to have to go back to the top and start again. So kind of keep in mind that your import file here, you're just putting in that quick, easy little file, simple, old, first column, new, second column. And then once you run your import, then go ahead and use your validate. Okay, super easy to work with. And again, does the same thing. The plus product works with the import if you're changing them all, or just one by one, or if you're just doing a few, I just usually type them in. Great question from the audience. Any other questions, Cheryl?
That's the last one in our question pane.
Cheryl, any other fun news you want to give them on any of our tools products? Because I know you've got tons in the works over there. Any new fun and exciting updates? Any hot products that you want to talk to us about? Some big sellers?
Well, first off, I just want to mention that all 3 of these products are available today in shipping. So if you order and get them going, you can have them on your system. The other piece I know Deb, you talked about, you can get an error message when you go into this window and you select a vendor or a customer to modify. Like you said, capture that error message, because it could be if you have another third party installed on your system that we need to just add those tables to this SQL as well, so they get updated. And so, like you said, capture that message, let us know what it is, and we can work with you on that as well.
Great tips, Cheryl. Good job.
Yeah, other exciting news, I would say if you have suggestions that you have for products that you want to see, please let us know those as well. We're always working on new stuff, and we do have a few other new ones in the works that we aren't ready to announce yet, but we will be doing some additional webinars over the next couple months too with some new stuff.
Perfect. Good, good, good. And I know one new exciting thing that we're trying to get moving here for July is our service and job cost user groups. Cheryl, I know it's really not 100% public yet, but with 2 exceptional resources on our team. So Tim Braun, which a lot of you guys worked with for years at Key2Act, you know, has joined our team now, and he's Cheryl, he's a year old, correct? Maybe a little older than a year old at our team?
Yeah, he's over a year, yep.
Yeah. And Tim, you know, he has got so much job cost knowledge, and our customers that are heavy job cost users, I tell you, they absolutely love what Tim brings to our group. And so what I wanted to do is to take that knowledge and share it even more, which by having Tim lead a user group, which is different than a webinar, because user groups, guys, you're going to all be interactive, right? You know, Brandon calls them almost a round table, but I don't want to scare people away with the round table like, oh, we have to participate. No, still can be just a listener, but bringing ideas, bringing topics to the group. So trying to do those once a month, trying to figure out the best time during the month. So I don't want to hit financials. I don't want to hit closing. I want to make sure that we get into a rhythm where we can be once a month, always like the first Wednesday, the third Tuesday. We're trying to find that on the job cost side. And so Tim would be the one that's primarily leading those on the job cost, but don't worry, you service people, don't worry, because I'm also having Michael Wolf, who is newer to us. He's probably, I think, Cheryl, he's on his 3rd month, I'm thinking here. He's almost old. He's almost old as well. But Michael is going to be leading the service mobile tech user group. And I know that one, again, the same. And you could sign up for both of them, but they're going to be a reoccurring. Again, we're looking to try to figure out the best pattern for them, whether it's the first Wednesday, the second Thursday. So help us with that, guys, if you will. But again, more interactive, looking for content that you as user group participants control. And also with those, looking at 3 face-to-face sessions, which would be potentially Synergy, Summit, and GPUC. So don't forget about GPUC in November. So I know Chelsea's running tons of promotions right now on GPUC. So if you haven't gotten signed up, keep in mind there's some good promos going on right now to get signed up. We're looking at more vendors than ever attending and more customers attending. So we're shooting for a big target this year. Microsoft, of course, is helping us a ton with some additional speakers, E1, all the great things. And again, bringing all the consultants into Fargo in November. And Cheryl, you know our #1 request for GPUC is a warmer climate. And no, we're still in Fargo.
Yes.
Okay, so Cheryl, any last questions, any comments from the group that we can answer? If not, we probably better let people get back to their day.
So just so everybody knows, in the chat, Jim has posted a great idea. I think that went into the whole audience when it came to your user groups that you're talking about.
Oh, perfect. Good. Thanks, Jim. We'll look for you for content and maybe, helping lead one or two.
And I do not have any more questions.
Perfect. Well, guys, thanks so much for joining us today. Hey, Brandon, I think, Brandon, you're on as well. And I think that customers that maybe miss the bingo promotion, the buy new, get old at Synergy, I think you still have a couple in your back pocket that you're possibly giving away yet, right? The buy new, get old. So if you guys haven't talked to Brandon about that, all the tools that you just saw here today qualify for that promo, which means you can get $2,500 worth of old tools by just buying your new tools. So definitely, if you want more information on that, check with Brandon. Otherwise, I think, Cheryl, we did a great job in a half an hour. You know how we are, fast and furious, right?
Yep, got through them.
Okay, thanks everyone so much. Have a great rest of your day and look forward to seeing you guys all on our next webinar.